On the 5th day after the baby was born, my husband appeared without any prior notice and handed me divorce papers right in front of me. If you do something great because you have a child, I'm going to get a divorce right away. You can't raise a child alone, can you? At the peak of my anger, I snatched the divorce papers from my husband. Oh. It's no use trying to break you. You'll be my slave for the rest of your life. Ignoring my husband's smirk, I signed the divorce papers and said, I deserve better than this. Okay, let's get a divorce. Huh? I'm Stacy, 32 years old. It's been 4 years since I married Gasper, whom I met at work. I'm going to make a lot of money outside, so I want you to support me, and when we have kids, I want you to stay at home. Gasper said he felt lonely as a child because his parents both worked. So I didn't want my child to feel the same way, and I really wanted to be a full-time housewife. I agreed with Gasper, and I became a stay-at-home mom as soon as I got married. Gasper, who was over 30 years old at the time of his marriage, immediately wanted children. I wanted to spend time alone with my husband, but I also desired to have a child of my own. I felt a little lonely, but I convinced myself that I would save the time for the two of us in my old age. But after 1 or 2 years, the baby never came to us. I was starting to feel impatient. Gasper became irritated and began to speak as if I was at fault. Why can't you get pregnant when you're a stay-at-home wife? There are plenty of working women out there who get pregnant. You're in a privileged position and still can't conceive. Who do you think you are? Even if you say that, it doesn't mean that I don't want to get pregnant. Pregnancy doesn't matter if you have a job or not. Gasper says I'm the only one who is at fault. It seemed like he was relieving his frustration by ordering me around. You're just lounging around at home with no kids, so you should be able to do at least this much. Stop being lazy. The housework required of Gasper became more and more sophisticated. It's like being treated like a housekeeper. However, since we live far from my hometown, I don't have any friends to meet right away. Even if I go outside, I go grocery shopping. Since I am not working, I have very little money at my disposal. I was living a suffocating life. He wasn't the only one who cornered me. Suspicious that there was no pregnancy report after 2 years of marriage, Gasper's parents began to contact me. My parents-in-law say, "When will we have grandchildren?" And my husband says, "It's your fault that you don't get pregnant." I didn't have an environment where I could talk to anyone, so I had to endure the pressure alone. I began to feel more and more gloomy about such a life. But the days that seem like eternity are coming to an end. I finally got pregnant. The pregnancy test has a clear positive line. I was so happy that I cried. At last, I finally got pregnant. I suppressed my enthusiasm and took a picture of the pregnancy test and sent it to Gasper. If I get pregnant, then Gasper will surely go back to being his old self. I sent the photo with such hopes, but I never received a reply from Gasper. When he came home late at night, he handed me his bag and jacket as usual. It doesn't look any different. Wait, I wonder if he hasn't seen the photo. Gasper sits down on the couch without saying a word and starts watching TV. Since dinner remained silent, I decided to initiate the conversation myself. Gasper, I sent you a photo, did you see it? I got pregnant. Finally, the baby has come to us." Struggling to hold back the tears welling up inside, I forced a smile towards Gasper. However, his gaze remained fixed on the TV. Eventually, without changing his expression at all, Gasper said, "Okay." "Wait. Is that all? Why won't you be happy for me? Why won't you show any excitement? I don't understand it at all." An indescribable emotion swept over me. "Hey, it's our child, you know. Aren't you happy? You've always wanted children. Gasper, you've been wishing for this too, haven't you?" As if to counteract my fears, I asked Gasper to agree. "He should be happy, he should be happy, he should feel the same as me." That's what I wanted to think. But Gasper's words quickly defied my expectations. "Look, just because you're pregnant, don't think you're all that. Instead, how long do you think you've kept me waiting? Don't expect to be treated gently just because you're pregnant. You're not working. You'll continue to take care of the house just like before. I don't want to be kind to them, or to cut corners on housework. All I'm asking for is one word from Gasper that says, 'I'm happy.'" Tears of sadness overflow in contrast to the tears of joy that I had been crying before. Gasper didn't care about me and went to the bedroom without saying anything. I don't know why he wasn't happy. Even though he said so much, "I want to have children." When I went to the gynecologist, it turned out that I was pregnant with twins. But Gasper doesn't look happy. My stomach isn't big yet, and I wonder if he doesn't feel real. I convinced myself that surely, as my belly grew bigger, he would gradually come to realize the reality of it all. After a few weeks, morning sickness set in, and I started to feel drowsy all the time. Even in such a state, Gasper did not care about my health and did not help me with household chores. Meanwhile, when I went for a checkup, I was confronted with a shocking fact. "It's an impending miscarriage, try to rest as much as possible." The word miscarriage blacked out my eyes, but I breathed a sigh of relief when I heard that there was still a chance of saving the baby. The doctor's directive is, rest at home. I need to get Gasper to help me. I contacted them immediately, but as with the pregnancy report, he did not receive a reply. When he returned home, I told Gasper about the examination, but his attitude did not change. After a few days of deliberation, I decided to return home early. That night, Gasper hit me with these words. "Don't get too fat at your parents' house, and when you come back, you'll take care of the house as usual, okay? Be careful not to be too lazy." On the day I go back to my parents' house. Even though I wouldn't be able to see him for a while, Gasper had gone out in the morning. After that, with the help of my parents, I went for several checkups during my maternity leave, and during the third one, the doctor assured me, "There's no need to worry anymore. That is the only salvation." I contacted Gasper and told him the results of the examination, and when he answered the phone, he said in a grumpy voice, "Oh, that's good, bye." Just before he hung up the phone, I heard a woman's voice on the other end. "Gasper, who are you calling?" It didn't sound like a mistake. The caller clearly called out Gasper's name. I had a faint feeling that Gasper didn't love me anymore. I didn't want to admit it, but when I heard that woman's voice, I couldn't help but admit it. This incident finally explained Gasper's cold attitude up until now. As I rubbed my growing belly, I made a decision. Let's get a divorce, and I'm going to raise these twins. Having been cooped up at home for about 2 months, I decided to go for a walk. It was a sunny and warm day, and the fresh greenery was very dazzling. Just then, I was suddenly called out from behind. The one who called out to me was my childhood friend, Mikola's. When I saw him for the first time in several years, he happily invited me to tea. After reminiscing about each other's old stories, we report on each other's latest status. Adam is now a lawyer and has just opened a small office. Hearing about his profession, I came up with an idea. Come to think of it, we can definitely claim compensation for cheating, right? When I inadvertently said this, Adam's expression suddenly turned serious. What's wrong? If there's something bothering you, I'm here to listen. Before I knew it, I found myself revealing the innermost thoughts I hadn't been able to share with anyone. I spoke about the pain of finally getting pregnant but facing my husband's indifference and his enjoyment with his affair partner. As we talked, I noticed that tears were coming to my eyes. I see. That must have been tough. At Adam's words, the thread that had been holding on to tension snapped. Despite my age, I couldn't help but sob uncontrollably without caring about the people around me. Calm down. Don't worry, I'll help you. Adam desperately comforted me. Let's gather evidence first, and if we don't have evidence of cheating, we can't fight. Evidence? Doesn't matter, gather all the evidence you can get. But I wonder if I can do it. Shall I introduce you to a credit bureau that has a relationship with us, and they are used to collecting evidence for divorce proceedings, so it's okay. Thank you. It helps. After that, I hired a detective to gather evidence of the affair, as Adam said. According to the private investigator, while I was away, Gasper took advantage of my absence to bring his affair partner to our house, essentially living together. The cheating partner seems to be a newcomer in his 3rd year at the same company. I used to work for the same company as Gasper, so Gasper's marriage is well known within the company. Apparently, the cheating partner knowingly has a relationship with a married man. Furthermore, their affair had been going on for a staggering 2 years. I couldn't have a child with him, and he was just starting to get frustrated. He blamed me for not being able to conceive, treated me like a housekeeper, and regarded my pregnancy as someone else's problem. Despite my numerous anxieties about experiencing this for the first time, he was out there cheating with another woman. When I learned the truth, I trembled with anger. This is why he wasn't happy when I got pregnant. While I was enduring the pain and suffering of pregnancy, he was out there having a good time. Just getting a divorce won't satisfy me. I'll make sure he faces consequences for his actions. With that in mind, I had many meetings with my lawyer, Adam, to come up with a plan. Adam was very reassuring and cared about my health many times. And just on the due date, I gave birth to healthy twins. Gasper's sudden appearance was on the 5th day after giving birth, when the pain of my wounds had somewhat subsided. Hey, long time no see. They say you've been in the hospital for 9 days. Must be nice. Even though you didn't give birth on your own. Your pregnancy was late, you slacked off on housework while on maternity leave, and to top it off, you ended up having a C-section. You're a failure as a woman. To say such things to your wife, who is supposed to be your partner, and especially after she has just given birth. And on top of that, he didn't even bother to look at the baby's face. I couldn't bear to think that such a man could be the father of twins. Barely suppressing my anger, Gasper held out a piece of paper. The divorce papers are already signed by Gasper. You know what I mean, if you give birth to a child, you're going to get a divorce right away. You don't want to get divorced, do you? If you cut corners on housework because you have children, I will never forgive you. My husband flutters divorce papers in front of me. At the peak of my anger, I forcibly snatched the divorce papers. It's useless to tear it, it's just a matter of getting it at the government office again. Ignoring Gasper's snort, I pulled a pen out of my bag. Okay, let's get a divorce, I wanted to do it too. Huh? I won't let the kids lift a finger. I want him to leave this place as soon as possible. With that in mind, I signed the divorce papers. Gasper sneers at me as he reaches out to snatch the divorce papers. Do you even understand what you're saying? If you divorce me, what are you going to do with these kids? You can't raise them alone. Instead of being stubborn, you should just accept that you'll spend your life as my slave. I've told my parents that I'm getting a divorce and I'm going to live at my parents' house from now on. I don't want a man to flirt with me. I don't know how long that swagger will last, because you can't do it without me. It's too late to regret it then. That's when I heard Adam's voice. Excuse me, my name is Rufus, and I'm a lawyer for Stacy. If you don't let go of your hand right now, I'll call the police. At the sudden appearance of the lawyer, Gasper quickly let go of his hand. Oh, who are you? What do you mean by lawyer? As if to restrain Adam, the husband takes a step forward and shouts. But Adam is unfazed. He must have gone through this kind of mess many times before. Adam calmly proceeded. We already have evidence of infidelity, and if you don't agree to a divorce mediation, or trial. If you do not respond to the request for alimony or discussion, you will be subject to a court case. Wait a minute, I'm not agreeing to a divorce. You're the one who brought up the divorce in the first place, so what are you talking about now? It's ridiculous and I can't keep up with it. While Adam was convincing Gasper, I gave him the signed divorce papers. Rufus, please take this. Gasper tried to take it away, but Adam quickly put the divorce papers in his bag. I'll take care of it. There is an aura on Adam's face that makes him say yes or no. Perhaps realizing that he couldn't go against the lawyer, Gasper now clung to me. Hey, you're kidding, you're not going to get a divorce, are you? You can't live without me, can you? Twins, right? Twins. It costs a lot of money. You're going to be in trouble without me. I gave Gasper a cold look. At my gaze, Gasper flinched for a moment. What are you saying when you ask for a divorce yourself? Gasper isn't going to do housework or childcare, is he? That's all I know. What the hell are you talking about? Be a slave, don't make a fool of a woman. As I raised my voice in anger, Gasper looked stunned. I delivered another blow to him. If you have anything to say in the future, go through Rufus. I'm going to ask everyone to let you in. There's nothing more to talk about, get out. Hearing this, Gasper turned red in the face and raised his fist. What are you talking about? You. But Adam cleared his throat and he lowered his fist helplessly. That's all we have to say. Goodbye. Did Adam's words give up on him? Gasper shrugged his shoulders and walked out of the room. After that, I asked my parents to submit divorce papers to the government office. The notification was accepted without any problems, and we were finally able to officially divorce. Since that day, Gasper's texts and phone calls haven't stopped ringing, so I bought a new phone. As for the rest, Adam did a great job as an expert. Gasper and his cheating partner also paid me alimony, so I don't seem to have any trouble living for a while. A few months later, they apparently quit the company. The fact that she was having an affair was found out in the company, and the woman immediately voluntarily resigned. Gasper seems to have been relocated to the countryside, but rumors were spreading there as well, and there was no place for him. In addition to his lower salary, he could not stand the gaze of those around him, and after continuing to be absent without permission, he was finally dismissed as a punitive disciplinary dismissal. I, on the other hand, have returned to my parents' house and struggle to raise my children every day. It's hard because it's all new to me, but I'm able to do my best because my parents and Adam are there. In fact, Adam has had feelings for me for a long time. I don't care if you have a divorce history or children, just go with me, he confessed. I was told that I could reply only after I had calmed down, but my feelings were already set. After that, I remarried Adam. He now treats the twins as if they were his own children. My parents and I can't get our heads around Adam, who works hard to support our family. I can't thank you enough. From now on, I would like to change my mind and build a happy family with Adam.